Sophie Sierra, best known for her time on 90 Day, The Last Resort, has opened up about her life after the end of her relationship with Rob Warren. The couple's journey began on 90 Day Fiancé, before the 90 days and eventually continued on The Last Resort, where they attempted therapy to save their struggling marriage. Despite their best efforts, the pair could not reconcile, and Sophie found herself navigating life in the United States without her partner. Recently, Sophie took to social media to clarify long-standing rumors and reveal the truth about how she's been supporting herself since the split. Through a series of heartfelt posts and subtle messages, she's shown that not only is she managing just fine on her own, she's thriving. Sophie clears the air on post-Rob support. After Sophie and Rob went their separate ways, rumors swirled about how she was managing financially. Toward the end of The Last Resort Season 2, fellow cast member Jasmine made a claim that Sophie was being supported by someone else, specifically someone significantly older. The accusation stirred speculation among fans and viewers, but Sophie never directly addressed the claim on the show. Instead, she laughed it off, leaning into the joke without offering clarification. Now, however, Sophie is telling her side of the story. She recently reposted a quote from the Instagram page at Bossgirlife Guide that read, in part, "Independent woman doesn't mean you don't want to be treated like a princess." This statement, while playful, carried weight. It served as Sophie's way of confirming that she is entirely self-sufficient, managing her life and expenses without financial support from anyone else. The quote also made it clear that she believes in maintaining high standards while embracing her independence. Her post struck a chord with many fans who have followed her journey from the UK to Los Angeles. It also subtly dismissed the rumors that she was being financially supported by another person after her split from Rob. Sophie's definition of independence. Sophie's emphasis on independence isn't just for show. Since her very first appearance on 90 Day Fiancé, she's demonstrated a strong will and a desire to build a life on her own terms. When she first arrived in the United States, she was taken aback by Rob's modest apartment and the lack of basic amenities. Instead of settling for an uncomfortable living arrangement, Sophie made the decision to find her own place, marking the first major step in her journey towards self-reliance. Her choice was more than a reaction to Rob's living conditions. It was a declaration of her values. Sophie believed she deserved more and wasn't afraid to make moves to provide that for herself. In hindsight, this early moment foreshadowed the strength she would continue to develop in the years ahead. The rumors versus reality. Jasmine's claim about Sophie being supported by an older man was made in passing, but it caught traction online. At the time, Sophie didn't deny or confirm the comment. Instead, she played into the humor of the situation by joking about it on camera and online. However, it's clear now that she's decided to take control of the narrative. Rather than engage in a public feud or offer a harsh rebuttal, Sophie used her platform to highlight the truth in a classy and empowering way. Her message was simple: she's doing just fine on her own, and she doesn't need outside help to sustain her lifestyle. While some might view her response as subtle, it spoke volumes about her growth, confidence, and emotional intelligence. For Sophie, financial independence isn't just a practical necessity, it's a part of her identity. Even though she once shared her life with a partner, she's never lost sight of her own capabilities. Her decision to address the rumors in her own time and in her own way only reinforces her message. Sophie Sierra doesn't need saving. A new chapter of confidence. Sophie's personal transformation extends beyond financial matters. Since her split from Rob, she's shown significant growth emotionally and physically. Her confidence is more visible than ever, reflected in both her social media presence and public appearances. When Sophie first moved to the US, she appeared uncertain about the direction of her life. She was in a new country, with a man she barely trusted, trying to make things work while adjusting to a completely different culture. Now, she exudes a confidence that suggests she has found her footing. No longer focused on trying to fix Rob or prove anyone wrong, she's shifted her energy toward building a life she truly wants. That life may or may not be in America much longer. Sophie has hinted in recent interviews and posts that she's not opposed to leaving the US entirely. Whether that means returning to the UK or exploring life in a new country, she seems ready for whatever comes next and determined to make choices that center her own happiness. Rob and Sophie, a final chapter. The end of Sophie and Rob's relationship may have seemed abrupt to some viewers, but in hindsight, it was likely inevitable. Their differences, both emotional and cultural, ran deep. While they attempted therapy in The Last Resort Season 2, it quickly became clear that trust had eroded beyond repair. Though both tried to mend their bond, Sophie appeared to be the one more committed to real change. She showed up to therapy ready to do the work, while Rob often came across as dismissive or defensive. The tension between them was difficult to ignore, and their split, while painful, may have been the healthiest decision for both parties. Today, Sophie no longer speaks about Rob publicly, suggesting she's moved on in every sense of the word. Instead of focusing on the past, she's building a new future, one that doesn't involve old regrets. What's next for Sophie Sierra? Fans are now wondering what's next for the 90-day star. With her relationship behind her and her confidence growing, Sophie is entering a brand new chapter of her life. Her social media suggests she's been exploring new opportunities and spending time with close friends. She's also shared more content focused on self-care, personal growth, and positivity. While Sophie has not confirmed whether she'll return to the 90-Day Fiancé franchise, she remains a fan favorite. Her honesty, sense of humor, and evolving sense of self have made her one of the more relatable cast members in recent years. If she were to return, it would likely be on her own terms, and not just for the sake of being on TV. For now, Sophie seems content enjoying her freedom and exploring life without the weight of a toxic relationship. Her story serves as a powerful reminder that sometimes the best love story is the one you write for yourself.